Let's go to the phones. This guy was a top tenor in the smack off last year, if memory serves. So where does that leave him? Does he need this to get back in? I can't say with any certainty, but if he nails his phone call, I'll put him right back in. He's been there before. He's a top tenor. Dan in Denver. What's going on, Dan? How are you?
I'm good, Jim. I'm happy to be here. Hey, Vic and NoCal, don't worry about us not hearing that punchline. It probably wasn't funny anyway. And, Jim, I like how excited you were when you went to Edmonton in the beginning of that call, and then how disappointed you were when Tyler was finished. Tyler, your stock tanked so badly, I could have sworn Barstool invested in it. And, Jim, I'm not sure if we're allowed to talk about this or not, but I have to address the elephant in the room. The NFL virtual draft. It's a bad idea. Jim, 32 teams in 32 different locations, plus Roger Goodell in his basement. Jimmy, we can't trust this league to tell us what a catch is, but I'm supposed to believe they won't screw this up. Jim, this league uses a crew of old, fat men in striped uniforms carrying orange cones and metal chains to measure down and distance. But I'm supposed to believe they have the technology for this? A virtual draft? I don't know if you know this, Jim, but I've participated in numerous virtual drafts. So I have a few questions on this and how it'll work tonight. Is this going to be like my fantasy draft where if a team selects a guy that's already been picked, they have to chug a beer? Is it a snake draft? Will each GM be required to give their team a hilariously funny team name that's also a pun? And then what happens if there's a glitch and a team can't get their pick made in time? Does it just select the best player available? Because let's face it, that might be the best strategy the Dolphins have used the last 2 decades. And as the Dolphins prepare to choose between Tua and Herbert, do we know if touchdowns in this league are worth 4 points or 6? Jim, I'm going to war that sound that is played when the pick is in. Stay safe, Rome. Out.
Go ahead and rack him. Dan, I'll see you on the 19th.
I've got a golden ticket.
That's not as dramatic as it sounds. I mean, I could have theoretically put him in without the ticket. He's kind of the ultimate, I don't want to say bubble guy because he's been in before. He's a top tenor. He's been in before. So I'm just securing it because that's how you show up. You call the program, you make a really good phone call, you've already been there, you act like you've been there before, and you have, and you sound like it. There you go, Dan. See you on the 19th. It's a good call. Very good call. The kind of call that gets you in, especially if you've been top 10. When it comes to your business,